Everything's good. Uh, this is episode 1 of the Workers Manifesto Podcast. Uh, with my guest here.
Hello.
Uh, do you want to be anonymous, or do you want to introduce you?
Um, I'm okay. I don't really have a preference. My name is Marcos, known on the internet in many circles as chuleta or a pork chop in Spanish.
Uh,
Communist
where
social.
why'd you where'd you get the name pork chop from?
It's like a pet name my girlfriend gave me. I just I thought it was adorable and I just made it my own.
I like it. I like it. What do you do for work?
I've done many things. Currently, I am working as a operations assistant at a tire warehouse in near the state's capital of Florida.
Nice, nice. Now, I guess we could just dive right into it. First of all, how is it um being a communist in Florida, and like how often do you see how propaganda has drastically affected the population of that area
Oh my
or
gosh.
where
Well,
you're at?
where I'm at is a very conservative Republican area. Not many. Well, I guess there is not a complete domination of like MAGA groups here, but it's very liberal at best. um, it's very disappointing. My commute passes the Capitol often. Oh, I think we got this. Are you still here? Something happened. Hmm.
You good?
Oh no, okay. Looked like something happened, changed on
Oh,
the phone.
no,
I'm just
you're
not used to the Discord.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
no,
anyway,
you're good.
um, there's usually that's where the protests happen. So I'll drive by often. I come home usually around 4 or 5 o'clock, and it's very disappointing to see very either liberal protests or like religious, but not anti-religious protests, like pro-religious demonstrations
I
and like
mean,
just pro. Oh my, it's just so disheartening. It's like, oh my gosh, why?
it's
Like you're
it's
going the
act
wrong way.
it's hilarious seeing pro-religious protests in an area where that's like it's like, oh, we need more of us
And it's
here
often
where
like
we are.
African American people, and it's right next to like a slavery museum, right in downtown Tallahassee, next to the Capitol. It's like, no,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, so it's crazy how far the American Imperial has gotten now when
Yeah.
and the way that people are still buying it, like our intrusion in Venezuela, where it's like, well, if we fix it, then this can be a good move. No, it has
No.
never worked.
And like so many of these liberals and people, average American, like doesn't understand. Like they even said it today. I was watching something on liberal media. Even they were saying, their economists were saying, it's going to take like at least 10 years to rebuild the infrastructure for these corporations are going to need to even begin profitably extracting oil from that country. Like it's so ridiculous. Like you have to be honestly, like it's may call it narcissistic or arrogant or elitist if you want. You have to be stupid to believe that that's going to work out. Like this plan, any plan that they're hatching that they could possibly conceive of to make this a good deal as they're trying to sell it as, is you have to be a complete idiot at this point. I'm,
I,
disrespectfully, I'm not sorry. Like you have to catch up if you think this is a good idea.
Dude, the thing is, like, it's so crazy how deep the racism goes within the mega base and how far they're willing to
It's all part of the like
push
way
that.
they manufacture consent. It's
Dude,
all part of it.
I was speaking to, I mean, I'll take their word for it, but I was in a comment section with somebody, um, and there was a Venezuelan person talking to me, and they were saying, and I was talking about, the history of what the United States has done to a lot of these countries, and and I brought up like, Iran and Libya and some of the other, I mean, there's so many countries we've affected. And this person's response to me was, "We're not Muslims like they are." And I'm
Yeah, it's
like,
so much deep-seated anti-Muslim sentiment, anti-immigrant sentiment, like, yeah, just racism. Lot heaps and heaps of it.
I just can't believe how far it fucking it gives the way they I mean, it, it's like I think like we failed the litmus test in Gaza. Really, I mean,
Mhm,
horribly.
mhm.
I think that gave
Absolutely.
them manufactured consent to do what they're doing, and now they're doing it right here. Um, and it's a real life story of I've never seen a more I've never seen a more blatant example of if they come for you in the night, they'll come for me in the morning.
Yeah.
Like first they went for them and I said nothing, and then they went for the communists and I said nothing, and they went for the
Yep.
immigrants and now they came for me. Like this woman, Raina Good. Oh God, I'm probably butchering her name. What was her name?
Renee Good, I think.
Renee
I
Good.
think
That was her name. Rest in peace, Renee Good. She was a white woman, bro.
yeah, like
Like,
a
there's no way they even knew that she was gay when they shot her, bro. And then the dude shot her and he was like, fucking bitch. It's like,
yeah,
bro,
no, I've
misogyny
seen
runs.
I've been exposed to like that toxic male behavior and language my whole life. I'm sure you have as well. Like it's not new. Like we know his exact intention. Like we're not stupid. We see it clearly in high definition what
Yeah,
happened. Like
the misogyny
saying
run
anything from the contrary is just absolute ignorance and gaslighting.
the the misogyny runs just as strong as the fucking racism does.
Oh yeah, it's like it's all literally connected and like it like peanut butter and jelly. Like they're always together.
It's really crazy how like to me, I think one of the big issues that I want more people in these stratospheres to talk about on the left is like land speculation. I really think that's one of the main causes of poverty.
Yeah,
Uh I mean it dude, once you like see it's like seeing a cat that you just like it's fucking insane. Like I was we were doing some stuff to help in Camden and we were doing like, giving out food to people that were homeless and stuff, and rampant in land speculation. Like there is just empty fields full of nothing, and it's already deforested. And it's like
yep.
it's just being a speculative asset for the rich.
I mean, they honestly that's what they do to almost all black and brown poor neighborhoods. The ones that are left, the ones that haven't already been gentrified.
That's dude, that's like gentrifying is land speculation too. Like it's all
Yeah.
fucking
It's all I call it all just colonialism. It all goes back to colonialism. It's just their nature. It's like they can't help it.
um
They just convince all the other classes and races of people that that's like normal. It's normal to do this, normal to land speculate, normal to colonize, normal to be imperial.
and it's not even just land speculation like in capitalism. Like if you look at these car dealerships, bro, like I just noticed the other day that I'm like, bro, some of these cars and trucks, they're not being sold. They're sitting there
Uh-uh.
like being speculated.
Yep. It's all gambling too. Like I was talking to my my partner too. Like that's all the stock market is too. It's all gambling. It's a literal like once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's a freaking multi-level marketing scheme. Like all of it. It really
The
is.
whole the whole system. Um, and the worst part that like the thing that worries me that a lot of people are really starting to fall into is people are thinking that when the liberals come back into power, we're gonna get some type of like Nuremberg type trial for like
Yeah,
these
right.
Epstein's list people. And I'm
Look
like,
what they did. Diddy. Diddy didn't, in my opinion, he didn't face any true justice or accountability. He got off.
who, Epstein?
Well, yeah, well, they killed him because they couldn't have the star witness be alive. But I mean, with the whole Puff Daddy thing too, that's kind of like a small tip of the iceberg to the Diddy files, if you think about it.
Oh, dude. Um, I mean, like, and you know what the crazy thing is? People's justification will say, like, well, they're all doing that. I'm like, that is just not
That's
true.
not okay. Yeah, and even if they were, that's not okay.
Yeah, like, then there's something inherently wrong with your fucking system.
Yeah, so it's core.
I mean, it's so crazy. Like, I always wonder, like, what was going through the heads of these people that were actually on Hitler's side when all that stuff went down in Nazi Germany. But like, say when it comes to this Trump shit, I mean, this guy is like, there's no way unless you're the dumbest person. Like, it's very obvious this guy had some deep connection with Jeffrey Epstein and this pedo island shit,
Mhm.
and
Absolutely.
and people are just they still worship this guy. I mean, like, dude, that is crazy. And the thing that's crazy about Nazification that like people really don't seem to understand is that Hitler was a fucking tweaker out of his
Yeah.
mind. Like, and not only that, if you've ever done drugs, you would know that like Hitler comes off like a tweaker. Or if you've been around people
Absolutely.
that have done those
I'm
kinds
pretty
of drugs.
sure, if my memory serves me correct, there's even historical documentation of their military rationing out and actually giving and encouraging their troops to take forms of methamphetamine while in active duty, active service.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, keep them stimulated and shit.
Yeah,
Dude,
keep them up doing fire watch and doing those late night runs and everything, keeping them up. hmm Doing the blitzkrieg.
dude,
Because from what I also read, there the more the morale was extremely low in German ranks. So until they got a boost.
yeah, they got that. Um, so when did you start becoming like a communist? When did you come to that conclusion and why?
Probably about. I'm fairly new communist. Maybe only about a year or two ago. Like I said, I was a small business owner. Um, I was at what point what you would call like successful. I had attained the supposed American dream. The nice house, the white picket fence, the three kids, the 2.5 dogs, and a cat. Like I had all the things that one would consider the goal of all this. Um, and it wasn't until like I said, is once the material condition finally hit me. Like I said, I was always a student of history. Like I went to school for history and anthropology, and then it just kind of all clicked. Like once a lot of things in my personal life started deteriorating due to all of the things that are going on, how some of us are able to observe what's happening and recognize how bad it is, and the dissociative effect of just not being able to rationalize having relationships with these people that are completely ignoring this. So anyway, once all that started to happen, that's when I started to become what you call a communist, and then starting to read communist, literature and theory, more and more, which is always in. It was some of it was part of our curriculum. Very little of it was included in America's standard curriculum, but like I said, once it finally clicked, became more interesting. I'm pretty ADD, autistic kind of person, so once I find something of interest, and there's no stopping wanting to learn more and more. So yeah, I would say it was
Big
a little bit of both nature and nurture.
big
Some
difference big difference between us and a lot of those Trump supporters is constantly wanting to learn more.
Yeah, education, reading, guys. Like I say it all the time, you got to read. Like people ask me all the time, how did you learn how to do that? Or how did, like, reading, dude. I read about it. I watched it. I listened to it. I studied it.
And it's not even to be pretentious. It's just like, like dude, I'm shocked at how often I go to circles and it's just like full of people who just like don't read books, like not even fictional
So,
books. And it's like, dude, like this is why they're able to program you so well. You gotta read
yeah, like
more.
back when Trump's first go around, when the transcripts with Russia or whatever, the average Trump supporter is like, oh yeah, I read the transcript, and they didn't. None of them. They just believe with whatever they believe the smartest person in their circle told them. Like a Ben Shapiro or some useless loud idiot like that. They
Dude, and it
equate fattest and speaking fast to intelligence. Like, oh, he speaks really fast, so he must be really smart.
dude, and it's crazy because um right now, like these people are literally just saying all this like shit, saying that we need like they were propping up all this stuff, and now that all these people are in charge, it's like, what have we gotten out of this? It's like people are just literally getting shot in the face by fucking ICE agents, and
Yeah,
it's
and we
like,
can't afford anything. Like,
and
there's
that
no
person's
middle class
considered a
anymore.
domestic terrorist. Like, what?
But these government agents aren't.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, like our own government is literally become a terrorist organization. Like, people need to understand that like organizing and preparing for the revolution is not like something that is a want. It's like it's a necessity. And when
Yeah,
we have a
we just
revolution,
been.
it cannot go back to liberalism, because that's what
uh,
happened to the Weimar Republic.
yep,
And by the
and
way,
we didn't.
I think the best lesson of liberalism ever is what happened to Rosa Luxemburg. Because I always tell people, I'm like, bro, the Weimar Republic kept Hitler under their thumb and killed Rosa Luxemburg because she
Mhm.
was the threat.
Yeah.
How did that turn out?
Oh, so good.
God. Um, One of the biggest what ifs in history. If Rosa Luxemburg had taken over Germany, would have been a totally different world today.
Hmm.
Um, and
I was
that
gonna
cra-
add, and we.
sorry, what were
I
you gonna
said
say?
I was gonna add that we after this American Revolution and Civil War, we failed to get rid of the bourgeois slash land owning class. So now we're dealing with that problem today. We didn't do
Well,
what Mao did. So,
yeah, well, when you think of it, like, um, dude, I learned this recently. This was like fucking shocking to me. This was a crazy. My friend Ben was explaining to me that the reason, like, and this is what's crazy, is they don't teach this shit in the fucking history schools, bro. The
no.
reason why we had a revolution I mean, it wasn't just the taxes. We wanted to expand west, and Britain would not let us do that.
Yeah.
And George Washington conscribed this fucking revolution contrived. That's the word I'm thinking of. This revolution together so that he could be, because he was a land speculator. He was land
Yeah.
speculating on Native American land.
Yep.
Manifest destiny was manufactured consent from the beginning.
Yep. Hmm.
It was always about land speculation.
And
I mean,
commodities too, and goods like the spice trade and European explorers and Columbus and all those idiots.
oh no, Columbus. Christopher Columbus, he was a genius.
Yeah.
So how's organizing going for you in like Florida?
There was this. Tried joining a local group here, and it was the RCA, whatever. But and I've met a couple communists here. Like I said, it's a very conservative area. Not very many of us. But the moment they started to tell us that we couldn't read Mao, so I had to break ties with them. I don't agree with any leftist or communist group that is discouraging anyone from reading any revolutionary leaders works
Bro,
or
Mao,
you know that's
Mao
ridiculous. So
got it done, bro. I don't want to hear that.
exactly, I do not tolerate Mao slander. So
What is China today?
the best country on the planet,
Like
basically.
literally. Dude, and it's crazy how uh we get to say countries like China are a dictatorship. I mean, we're totally brain flogged, bro. While Trump
Yeah,
literally is
we
out here
are. We
kidnapping
are literally
leaders.
slaves. I try to tell people we're a freaking prison colony with shopping privileges.
It's like
We are we are what North Korea what they told us North Korea is. That's the United States, guys. We are the
what
hermit kingdom. They're canceling people's passports too, by the way.
you mean how there's like literally people starving on the streets and homeless
Yeah,
and
and
we
bread
and
law,
the
all that
solution
stuff.
is to say it's their fault. Like this is why reading's so important and why our schools need better education because like when you don't teach people about dialectical materialism, this is where you have a system where there's a fuck ton of people saying, you know why there's all these homeless people? Because they make bad decisions.
Yeah, because they're lazy, because they're drug addicts.
And it's
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
no, China saw poor peasants and fucking was like, all right, we gotta pull these people up. We gotta create a system that actually benefits all these peasants.
Yeah, like the opium wars and all that. Like they once they got exploited by a European colonizer and got addicted to opium, they saw their people's plight and helped them. They didn't imprison their people. They gave them treatment and they gave them shelter and food and helped them. Not like how Europeans saw our penal system of just incarceration and slavery. Just a completely different way of doing society.
And
That's what Westerners and Europeans don't get. They don't. That's why they're like, no, you give everyone stuff for free, they won't work for it, and they'll be lazier. I'm like, no, that's just your mindset. That's just their colonial mindset.
the even worse is like those people have never read theory because like in during the socialist transition, the idea is workers taking control of the means of production, which means like we
Yeah,
would own the surplus value of our own labor and it literally is
you don't.
just we're
Yeah.
giving less money to the fucking owners and
Well,
people
yeah, there
who
would
were
be
the
no
idea
owners.
people,
We would be the owners, guys. We would own it. It would be our ownership.
which means our money.
Yeah, not some one guy. And that's another like that fallacy of that hero or savior. Like we need a leader, a supreme leader to save us. We don't, guys. Us, our collective, we got to save us. We don't need some hero on a white stallion.
Well, that's the thing people totally mix up with Marxist Leninism is like they don't understand that Lenin was the leader of like a Politburo. Like Lenin wasn't a fucking they think that we worship dictators.
No, no, that's just their liberal minds that think that.
And it's literally like quite the opposite. Like oftentimes they worship dictators. Like
Yeah,
if
they
Biden
literally
was in
do.
office and this shit happened, they would be smart enough to come out and make a statement like we are so sorry this woman died. And then they would move on, you know.
Yep.
I mean,
Thoughts
look
and
at what
prayers.
happened when under the Black Lives Matter protests and stuff.
Yeah, I'll never forget.
Um, and the other crazy thing about Venezuela is it's always the double whammy 1-2 punch combo. Like I always tell people when you judge Maduro's leadership, I mean really take it with a caveat because it's like we sanction the fuck out of that country, which makes it very hard for any leader to get anything effectively done in terms of building infrastructure.
Westerners don't get it because no Western countries have ever had to face Western sanctions, American or British sanctions before. That's why they've just been so complacent, so privileged. We've just been really pampered, very like, but easy because, like I said, most people are their level of comprehension and understanding, or the big picture they have, the complete lack of a big picture they have of the world as it is in its entirety, are very happy with the breadcrumbs and circuses that they've been given here this entire time. As long as they have AC, a Starbucks latte, and tickets to some sporting event, they are happy to ignore all of the horrible things that happen to countries that are facing sanctions. But soon, I think Americans will be facing those very same pressures, like we're dealing with now with all these tariffs and high costs of living here. So, y'all, like I say, y'all, either A, you voted for this or you ignored it and let it happen. You're too apolitical or indifferent to do anything. So,
Um, which is why I definitely think the need to get more as many like-minded people together as possible is very key right now to figuring out
absolutely.
how to get momentum going.
Man, I'm seeing shoot, I don't know if you follow this guy. Let me see if I can do it I'm pretty sure I can do it at the same time. Hold on, let me compare that. Sorry about that. I don't know how well that was. I do apologize. Oh, his name is Endemic is a cool. I like his content, but there's this guy gives me a lot of hope. Like, young, of course, the young people, not the old people. Where the
Nah,
heck is it?
bro, it's gonna be Dean and Parker, bro. They're gonna
Oh, no, gosh, they're such losers. Gosh. Oh, here he is.
Dude, I
His name is
kind of
Peyton Vanis. Have you ever heard of this guy? Let me
no,
send
I
you.
have not heard of that person.
It's oh wow. Dude, he's got, and actually, this is after his first page got taken down. He's already got 839,000 followers. Um, the video, like, he just put out a video. I mean, he puts out some videos and it's definitely leftist. It's 100% revolutionary content. These kids are going to the Capitol like this weekend. A bunch of these creators, some of these larger, I wouldn't call them communists, but they're definitely not liberal creators or liberal ideologically. They're still fresh, but these kids are ripe for education. These are smarter kids, more educated children. They understand. They've had to grow up in this material condition that you and I didn't have to deal with. Like, we at least could have tasted a bit of that middle class lifestyle. Like, these people have not. They haven't even been able to experience the breadcrumbs that it was to be an American middle class citizen, in my opinion, by the way. But that's another rabbit hole for another day. But anyway, like I said, I'm seeing some positive. things lately that isn't being shut down. Like a lot of it has been taken down, but I'm seeing it coming back up. So people aren't giving up. I remain optimistic, as it may be right now.
Oh, we have to. Dude, the other crazy thing is the middle class itself is kind of like dying because of the material conditions of capitalism
And
deteriorating.
I want to point out, I want to cut you off before I forget, because I often forget too. Like, that's to me, that's like going back. That's that make America great. That's that liberal mindset. Like, we can't go back to that class system. Like, we need to deconstruct from that classist mind that we were born with. Like, we were born into this classist system that is American capitalism and white supremacy. Like, we need to start thinking towards the proletariat class, like the working class, um, the collective class. You know, we have to deconstruct all those old machinations and institutions and ways and norms and traditions. Even some of those traditions are probably harmful, and we should deconstruct from as well. But all of that is necessary, and I hate to be that guy, but I'm that guy at the party and wherever. But like, I'm going to constantly point that out every time I hear someone revert back to that old way of thinking.
That's why I think the Senate entirely needs to be replaced with worker Soviets, disability
Absolutely.
representation Soviets, and minority representation Soviets, and indigenous people
Yeah, like
Soviets.
I I think realistically, like, I don't know if it's people can understand this. Like, we could stop this today, not in the sense that we can fix all of these problems, but we could turn this ship around today if we really wanted to. That's how much power I wish more people understood how much power we all have collectively, especially in the United States. Like, we set the course for the rest of the Western world. Like, if we have a revolution here, like if we gain total consciousness here, there's no turning back. Like the
Oh,
end of
that
that would be the
Trotskyism would
absolute
become a
end of
reality.
capitalism. You think so?
Oh, if the revolution were here in America and America flipped communist, then I think like we could make Trotskyism like actually real. I don't think it was feasible when he wrote that shit, but I think if the largest imperium on Earth with the most resources and and the biggest military base on Earth with the most reach join hands with China, first of all, um there would no longer be a North and South Korea, I'll tell you that much.
Well, yeah, to me that sounds like that's the goal. That should be the goal.
And the other funny thing is I tell people, I'm like, dude, um, if we sanction the fuck out of South Korea and then pumped money and resources into the North, like let's see how the turns would table, you know?
I would hope. I mean, well, I don't think that could happen though, because honestly, like, we're not. It's not happening. Like, I think
No,
places
I
like
mean,
South
but I'm
Korea
saying
might
like
actually turn
when it comes to
first. Like, they're
people's
feeling the pressures more than we are right here. That's what a lot of Americans don't see either. Like, places like Japan and South Korea, they're ready to. They've been choked by this more than we have here.
and I'm just saying like that's part of the reason why like every all the brainwashing about North Korea uh like people don't realize like yeah people are starving it's because of our sanctions. It's the same with
Yeah.
Venezuela and every other socialist country
Or
ever.
like I said,
This
it probably, because I said the source as of up to this point has been lying to us, and we living here in the imperial core can see how much poverty and like hunger happens here, how much famine happens within here or in this place domestically, population wise relative to their population. I would say there's probably more people in America and in the West that face hunger, starvation, and famine than they do in North Korea.
oh for sure. Um and it's wild because we have people starving here in
Exactly.
our own borders, and
And they
we
would
make
even
it
try to frame like them getting only like meager rations or what would be considered meager rations, like just like rice or grain. Like, look, they're starving. All they have is barley. Like, well, like here in the United States, we don't even do that. Like, we don't give them anything. Like, we hardly give them shelter, let alone meager rations. Like, they've got the American mind so warped and complacent and just ignorant to how inhumane you have to really be to like have these mental like ideologies and dogmas imprinted in your identity. Like it's crazy if you really think about it.
like we're taught so much that communism is bad, but it's
Yeah,
like, does the idea of having more public restrooms in a city not sound bad? And the idea of like actually good subways, like nice
yeah.
subways.
No, how dare I would rather sit in traffic for 2 hours and get road rage than to have a fast, high speed, comfortable train with Wi-Fi and like concessions and amenities. Yeah,
Dude, that's the shit that
totally.
pisses me off the most is fucking going to the city to get drunk and do fun shit, dude, and you realize like how anti-homeless big cities are in America.
Yeah.
Because like there's like no public fucking restrooms in a goddamn like massive, like, dude, in Philly, bro, there's like no fucking public restrooms. Like,
Oh yeah, I know.
you
The
gotta
whole town.
walk.
That's why all those cities smell like piss because people just piss outside because you have to pay, you have to be a customer, you got to get a key. It's ridiculous.
You have to go to a bar just to fucking take a piss somewhere. I mean, it is absurd.
Yeah, so capitalism, baby. You got to pay for everything.
Dude, I fucking I
'Cause
didn't even think about it until someone made that video, or I think NBC News made a video about the fucking the New Year's thing. But
the ball drop.
I was like, "Oh my God, yeah, dude, there's like millions of people in Times Square. How are they
Oh,
pissing?"
wearing diapers. There are a lot. I've heard a lot that like it's so I've known that for years and I never understood it. I never understood the call or the call to go to like that New Year's Eve
Bro,
event.
they're
It's so
willing to
ridiculous.
stand in front of the ball wearing diapers, and they're not willing to fucking like protest against ICE. Some of
Yeah,
these
exactly.
fucks.
I've had arguments with my girl, like my partner, like that. Like now, she's still in the process of deconstructing, but I'm like, how, like, please explain to me in the most basic terms possible how that is a rational action, that something that you have to put that much effort in, that much time, energy, and devotion to for that mindless act. But yeah, like you said, like standing up for someone or speaking out against something is silly or a waste of time, or just simply can't be fit into your schedule of busy, other more important things like watching like it's mind-blowing how Western society and consumerism and capitalism has programmed people to be like that.
More time goes on, the more Khrushchev looks like he was correct for trying to get Cuba missiles.
Oh yeah, we have to like, well, we know that violence is the only answer. The only reason why there is a North Korea is because they have nukes. Like if or reason why that North Korea exists and isn't like Gaza today is because they have nukes. Like we need to arm ourselves. We need to arm the homeless. We need to arm everyone against these Nazis. These are straight up Nazis, y'all. Like they look like Nazis, sound like Nazis, do Nazi things. They're Nazis, guys.
I mean, they're literally just like shooting people in the streets. They kidnap people, they wear masks. Like, I don't even think, I think Nazis weren't even cowardice enough to wear fucking masks.
Well, because they didn't have cell phones and cameras back then, so but now they do. So that's
Yeah,
why
that's
they're
true.
covered. That's why, like, I especially like older people and boomers, like, oh, this stuff didn't exist back in my day. It existed. It's just because one, it was normalized to ignore it all and sweep it all under the rug, and there was no evidence of it. So it always was there. It's just you guys repressed everything. Now everything's coming out in the open. Now we see everything. We're connected more than ever. And the stupidest thing they did is let us have the internet in the first fucking place. Like, if they didn't want us to know about any of this stuff, they should have kept the internet, they should have kept it private. They should have never let everybody have it. They fucked up. Too late. Pandora's box is open. That's why they're all scrambling to buy all of the apps, you know?
Now, do you think we as a populace can deconstruct?
I think so. It'll definitely take a considerable amount of effort, resources, and time. But yeah, it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a lot. Like I said, that's why I get so frustrated with all that like leftist infighting and identity fights and all that. It's like, dude, we can cross those bridges later. We got bigger fish to fry. Like we need to get these people out of power first. Then we need to get people safe, housed, and fed. All of that stuff, medical treatment, whatever people need. Then we can start working on infrastructure. Then we can start working on, you know, criticizing or judging other governments or movements about, their what they're doing, or before we even broach these issues. Like we have so many things to do that we know are necessary, that we know we all agree on, that are undeniable, undebatable things. You
I
know?
was also thinking that we could turn the different leftist ideas into just different parties after the revolution. We'd have like a Maoist party and like a Stalinist party and like a Trotskyist like party and let the people decide.
Yeah, that's why China has, yeah, their main parties are communists, but they have more than one party. They're not all It's not a unit party like we have here. Like ours, everything is performative. Like we now know we have a unit party here with two little colored factions, but they're the same, but different.
Well, I think it's all like it's all run through the CCP, but like their elections are way more democratic than ours are.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like here, like it's all show, it's all a performance, it's all smoke and mirrors. Like they tried to show us before, there's those conspiracies that they can't do anything to us before they show us in movie or media. It's like, I mean, what I causation may not be correlation, but one can look at it and be like, no, no, that's some pretty cool correlated things here. One could look at, but like I said, none of that is even important, really. We know that these are corrupt, evil people that have done corrupt, evil things for far too long, and we need to get them out of power. We can scour over all of the details later, the gory details. We know they're bad. In my opinion, we don't know. We have to know. Like they already shown us how horrible they are. Like any more horror past what we have seen is, just insult to injury at that point.
I mean, to me, the whole funny, ironic thing is kind of like the Rosa Luxemburg thing. Like, they shut Bernie down. The Democrat Party worked harder to shut Bernie down than they tried to shut Trump down in
Yeah,
2016.
I saw that. I feel like so many people didn't notice that.
I mean, that to me was that was the point of no return for me, where I had truly realized that democratic socialism cannot work in America
Yeah.
because Bernie Sanders is your FDR is your modern FDR guy. It's FDR that loves women's rights and fucking isn't in
He was
whatchamacallit.
the actual, in my opinion, the actual first progressive candidate in at least our lifetime, my lifetime,
Yeah,
other than maybe Jimmy
it
Carter.
was
But
it
like,
was like the FDR without the eugenics, you know?
yeah,
Like,
you're right. Yeah,
and then, like, what happened, you know, like, he was absolutely dominating the fucking primaries because people want socialism,
yeah,
and then they shut him down. Biden was literally, um, what would be considered unviable, you know, where he was still in the race, but he was in 8th place, like, almost
yeah.
halfway through the primaries. Like, that guy did not have a chance of winning.
And to me,
So,
Hillary, like I said, they took Bernie and they gave us Hillary. I'm like, are you serious, people? Like, that's when I wasn't a communist yet, but that's when I started deconstructing from being a liberal. Like, what the heck? Like, none of this makes sense, guys. Like, we were going in the right direction. Now we're going completely effing backwards. Like, what is this? And it just got, as we all saw, it just got worse and worse. That, what they call it, the Overton window kept shifting further and further. Like, and here we are.
I mean, what
We're in a
happened in
freaking,
2020 was even worse.
yeah, absolutely. But like I said, that was just one of the first red flags that I noticed that got me to start not being a stupid liberal anymore.
Yeah, I was dumb enough to be like, well, all right, now that Hillary is gone, Bernie is definitely going to win these primaries.
Nope, they didn't even give him much airtime that time. Like, after that first run, in my opinion, it seemed like they just took all the air out, you know. And then by that point, you started to see where a lot of his policies and some of his ideas were not really, you know, they were still kind of in support of capitalism and Zionist beliefs. So it's like, you know, so I try to tell people too when we start to get candidates like AOC and all these other younger people, is like time will tell, but it seems like they're all still be falling or becoming susceptible to bribery, to capitalism. They still succumb to enriching themselves over their morals, unfortunately. Like, we'll see with Mamdani. I guess they're giving. I'm not quick to give someone like him praise until I see more. Like I said, I'm just never. I'm tired of all the breadcrumbs. Me personally, I'm
For
tired of all the
sure,
performance
but
and tired of, like, I want to see not just some change, but like permanent change. Like, we had Roe v. Wade. You know, we had all that power. We instead of writing any of these things into law and making them permanent, we didn't. The Democrats didn't do it. So
um
I need more.
they need to keep it as a bargaining chip to keep getting themselves back into power.
I don't know. I think it's over, dude. Like, I think it's too late. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. The material condition has deteriorated far too much. The capitalists have gained far too much power. There's no fixing this.
Yeah, like they're going to come back and promise to bring back Roe v. Wade and we're going to be like, "Great." I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's so
great,
scary,
but
but
like that ain't
they're still
shit.
killing people. Yeah, they're still killing people. What are you gonna do about
Like,
that?
you know what's funny? Like, you know, abortion is like the first thing Lenin did. Like, abortion rights throughout all of the USSR was like one of the first things Lenin did. So
Because he
it's like,
knew
yeah, the
women.
abortion rights ain't shit, dog. Like, it is. Like, we need them, but it's like, bro,
Yeah,
that's step zero. Like, come on, we should have had abortion rights yesterday.
should have
Like,
never.
we
Yeah, we should have
literally did.
had them taken away.
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
literally everyone had them and then they were taken
I hate
away.
that. Like, I hate that so much. Hearing someone in 2025 be like, "What? What rights have you lost? What are you talking about?" It's like, are you serious? Are you? Yeah. Okay. Tell me how privileged and how much of a white dude you are, a white male, to have that take. What rights have you lost? The most fragile, oppressed class on the media, in our
Dude,
media, has the audacity.
I had a coworker who was working 40 hours a week, and they um got cut to 15 hours because they
Gee,
were coming in late, like a couple minutes late, too much.
yeah,
And they're a full-time employee, so they shouldn't be allowed to just have their hours cut that significantly. And the other thing is this person works overnight. A shift that nobody else can work.
yeah,
If
that
they
will or will
would,
work.
they would because you make more money to do it.
Exactly.
Obviously, there's sacrifices that come with working that shift on top of your sanity, and they reward you by taking your hours away, which is your livelihood in this country. I mean, these people live paycheck to paycheck, you
Yeah,
know?
capitalism is wild, dude. Like I said, once I started deconstruct from that, I saw how exploitative capitalism is. I saw, like I said, I was a small business owner too, and I saw how even when I thought I was giving people like really good wage, still wasn't really. I was still exploiting them. Like just like you said, like if anything happened, like I started to realize that if anything really bad happened, the real risk that I put in doesn't compare to the guy that I've basically sold a air quote like career or job to. Like if I don't make this work, like they're the one that's going to suffer more than I am. Like I start once I was on the other side of this, once I saw how capitalism actually worked and like how I became successful, I saw how effed up all of it is. Like it's all just it's disgusting, really. Like the deeper you get in, like that's why we say there's no ethical billionaire. Like there's no way to ethically make that much money because there isn't. Once you move up, like once you come out of just being a wage worker and you start to climb the ladder, so to speak, you start to see how disgusting and gross and vile it all really is from the inside. So yeah, it's not good. Not good, man. Capitalism is not good. We can't continue it. Not at least in this way. Like I said, there's certain things that should never be for profit. I am a staunch believer and advocate and propagandist for nationalized energy, transportation, healthcare, and food. Those things shouldn't be for profit. There's many other things that we can trade, build, and manufacture for profit, like luxury goods, like we used to. Like certain things that cost more money and more time and more labor to do should cost more money, but not for the levels and margins of profit that capitalists have normalized. It's just, as we can see, it's not sustainable. Causes way too much harm. We cannot trade profit or human life. We can't trade profit over human health. We just can't keep doing that.
Or where we're at in capitalist America, where we're literally like with the fucking Bitcoin and land speculation, it's like we are spending millions and billions on the potential usage of a potential future commodity.
Yeah,
Um,
while millions of people starve and get brutalized, like we can't keep doing it. It's unethical.
and we saw
Unethical.
during COVID, like we spend and spend and spend and give all our monies to the billionaires. So when when these pandemics happen, you know, there's no money to the reason we couldn't shut down was because we have no money, like we did not have money to put into the economy for an emergency like COVID.
But as you can see, the capitalists can print money or manufacture money whenever there is a need they feel worth of investing in. Like all of the we have more than enough resources to we're just are all of this the costs that we're attributing to these things are completely artificial and inflated. Like all of the costs that they propose to recover after a natural disaster, all of that stuff is arbitrary and literally made up, man. Like I said, that's another thing that we all need to start deconstructing from is that idea of the value that we've given to these items. Like that, the only, that's what I think a lot of what Marxism and communism is trying to teach us is like, that's what that dialectical materialism is. It's the value that is created is through the labor that we put into it. Like the value, how much use value do these resources and minerals and stuff have in conjunction with the labor, our human labor that we have to put in to extract them and use these things. Like that's literally where all wealth and value comes from. And so we've unethically and unequitably distributed it to a handful of people. Like that's what the dictatorship of the proletariat is. We now all, instead of letting a few people take the sole benefit of it, we let humanity benefit from all of this technology, from all of this industrialization. That's what we got to do. Like I said, we can't, it's not going to fix overnight, but we already know what we have to do.
Well, how do you think it degenerated this badly?
Well, I mean, like I said, if you are a student of history, you can see, especially over the course of European history, like if you really zoom out of the Dark Ages or the medieval times, like that's simply the perspective of those people, like that European colonial perspective. That's exclusionary of, like, let's say Asian or Chinese history that was predates most of well, not most of, all of that, so that history, that like that's the history, the perspective that we were exposed to and taught here in the West. We weren't exposed to that other um, Asian or African perspective, historical perspective, till much later, and only usually if you took secondary education or if you just intrinsically wanted to learn and read about it on your own, by going to a library or something. So that, like I said, all of that stuff mixed with just the constant bombardment in media and American exceptionalism, like literal brainwashing and programming, is going to take a long time to undo. Like I said, that's something that I, like, or someone like me is able to uh, be aware of, because we're able to zoom out and take our lens away and outside of this American or Western ideological view, or like summary of the world, or of what reality is, because we have to remember, like, a lot of what we think or what we thought our identity was European and colonially centered, like with no input from all these other cultures that, like I said, predated all of that, predated the medieval history and the time of the Dark Ages and the plagues and the Inquisitions and the Spanish, Dutch, and British, imperialism that followed. That's why they claim, that's why a lot of Americans especially think that this was the new world, that Columbus discovered this land. Like, it was only new to Europeans. Like I said, there was already people here. There was already people in existence that had a rich history. uh, wasn't documented in the same way, but as we also know, if you study history, the Europeans erased, burned, destroyed, and stole a lot of those records and accounts and historical records. So, like I said, there's a lot of things that are going to have to be completely taught from a new lens, a new perspective, to be more inclusive of humanity's experience as a whole, as opposed to just one people group's experience, um, to dominate.
Mhm. So, yeah, dude, the Nazification of the United States of America is getting very out of hand. And
Oh,
it's
it's
crazy
actually
to me that
impressive.
people are surprised now that it's happening when it's like we've been telling them for a long time that this administration was, I mean, the fact that they were even associating with people like Stephen Miller. I mean,
It's
Stephen
actually
Miller is a
surprising to
Nazi.
me. Well, yeah, like I see this now, like I said, more recently. Like I said, I totally bought hook, line, and sinker, the American dream. Like when I grew up, like it was so normalized that I didn't realize till much older, like that so many of these memories I have were all these microaggressions and racial stereotypes and profiling that I thought was just normal. Like someone like me, like a person of color, trying to fit in or assimilate into white society, just thought it was normal. Like that's what some of us from my community talk about when we're like our erasure. Like we're taught to hate our own race, our own language, like to not speak it, to be ashamed. Like the
You're Cuban, right? If you don't mind me asking.
uh I'm from Puerto Rico.
Oh, you're Puerto Rican.
I'm from
Yeah,
the other
so yeah,
Caribbean.
it's even crazier from a colonized perspective, of like being taught that like what happened to Puerto Rico is actually good for your people and all
Yeah,
that.
no, and it's such like so much gaslighting. And I said once you come on the other side and realize it, and it's just so frustrating and demoralizing to see so many of your people, or like I said, even just American, like who think the opposite, who think that colonization and that treatment of us and all these other groups was okay or justified. Like that's that manifest destiny mentality again. Like we did it for your own good. It's all such a crock of shit. We're
Well,
sick of that.
now,
People like me, we're sick of it.
I mean, it really does seem like we've gone as far west as we can, and now we're getting ready to go south.
Yeah, literally. And it's crazy that so many people don't see that. And they're like, why are all these people so upset? Why are these immigrants coming
Mm.
here? I'm like, maybe if you pulled your head out of your ass, you might know why.
Dude, and it's crazy, like we ship back the immigrants and like we're the like we sanction and destroy these countries. Like we do imperialism. Like we are the
Yeah,
reason a lot of these countries end up fucking
we're the reason Venezuela is in the state it's in right now.
and
And
then
cute. We're the reason for all these modern like states.
we're
North
gonna turn
Korea.
around and be the saviors of these fucking countries. Like what a crock of shit.
That's
That
white supremacy right there in a nutshell. And capitalism. They create the problem and the solution. Always
dude,
there
and
to save the day.
the crazy part with Iran that a lot of people don't understand is that they had a very democratic republic type of government before. Like we toppled it
Yeah.
because their oil was not in favor of US imperial interest.
Yep.
And now
Many many vets are waking up to this now. Like I said, that's why a lot of vets are turning against their government, which we just need to keep encouraging because that's the truth. We were lied to, GI. Like GI, what's that? That propaganda from Vietnam. Like that's the truth.
yo, I love bro, that woman was based.
Hell yeah. Not a
They
lie
send you
was
to
said.
die, GI.
Did they GI? They did. They lied to you. They'll only give you a medal once you're dead. And yet we still sit here with our mouths agape, just duh. I guess we don't know what to do. We know what to do, y'all. It's violence. It's always been violence.
It has to be organized though. It
Oh
can't just
yeah.
be irrational
No, yeah, it can't
random
be
acts of violence.
no. But it is it's not it's not marching and having parades with costumes. That's not it.
That's
You
definitely
just
not
need
it
to
either.
you just need to switch the equipment.
I
Yeah,
mean,
do it swap a gear swap.
people just don't understand that, like, people need to get more comfortable with the idea of the left using authoritarianism to protect the proletariat
Yes, that's what I don't understand. Like right now in America, we're literally under the dictatorship and authoritarianism of the bourgeois and capitalist, racist, fascist class. Like we are, like I said, we are being killed in the streets. Like they don't need martial law. Like they'll just kill dissenters like they did before and like and put them in camps and all that. Like that's what people are failing to realize. Like there's no need to fear martial law. They're never going to do, they need workers. They need as many workers as possible. So if we don't comply and do it willingly, they'll just take our labor in camps. Like, I don't know what people don't understand. Like, history doesn't repeat, but it certainly freaking rhymes. Like, it's already happening. Like, it's in motion. That plan is already in motion, guys.
By the way, what a disgraceful excuse for human rights violations that we created sanctions that destroy a country. Then the people from that country leave to come to America to get a better life,
Mhm.
and then we in return ship them off to a concentration camp in El Salvador.
That's if we can't use their labor here first. Like usually we'll try to get them to pick our crops and stuff here, and if they won't do that, or if we don't need them for that, then we'll ship them to that labor camp or the concentration camp. Yeah, that's what they do, and they've been doing that for a while now. And there's even some evidence to suggest like the ones that they couldn't send to those camps, or it wasn't, it was cost too much, or it just was easier to do so, was just dumped out into the middle of the ocean.
Like, part of the thing that's funny is that, like, what people don't understand is the reason why a lot of these liberals, like Cory Booker, hate Trump is because they're doing the quiet shit out loud. Because Trump is a dumb imperialist. That's what makes him so funny. I
I was
mean,
watching this thing about Dunning Kruger today, like this podcast slash, I don't know, like documentary on YouTube. And like the scientific correlation in the community agrees, like literally the dumber you are, the smarter you think you are. So the dumbest person in the room, like Trump, since he's attained so much material wealth, or at least the appearance of so much material wealth, these people, due to their intellect and education level, view him as the smartest, the superior person because of his class position, because of his material wealth, or at least his, the appearance of it. Like it's scientific. Like what we're experiencing is just a manifestation of all that.
dude, and what's crazy is to me, it's like with his followers, I'm like, even if he is, I mean, how do you not care about what this guy has done on this
Yeah,
fucking
outside of
island?
that. Exactly. Even if he was the smartest, strongest leader, yeah, like so we're just gonna ignore all of his like characteristics, his character flaw, all of the horrible things he does to because he's such a savvy businessman. It's absurd. And
And
anyone
that's
that
the
wants
thing.
me to believe so is absurd and they can go fuck themselves.
And that's the thing with capitalism and manufactured consent. It's like we've taught people that, like, if you reach a threshold of success because you worked hard and earned it, you can basically just do whatever
Do
you
whatever you want.
want.
And it's good, like, and it's morally justified. Like, even if you do horrible things, it's okay because obviously they know what they're doing. Like, that's such an absurd concept and brainwashing that so many people are affected by.
Or like, oh, well,
It's
the
not okay.
capitalist
Yeah,
class, they're allowed to go and do that island stuff because they're very good for the economy, you know?
yeah, to
So
me, if you're saying that you can believe, like, if you support capitalism and you believe that you can, attain that same success, like, you're just admitting that you're a disgusting pedophile as well at this point. Like, you're just saying you just couldn't wait for your chance to be one of the people that could exploit other people.
I mean, and it's no wonder that um this shit comes hand in hand with Christianity in America.
Mhm. It yeah, it's all connected.
I mean, the craziest thing to me with the religious aspect of it is that these stories are so so many of these stories are hindered on bullshit. I mean, like, beyond words bullshit, like, the
But
first human was created by dust on the ground.
I
I
was
mean,
raised Catholic and stuff, but, like, even as a child, like, it never sat right with like, I always pushed back on it, and thank God I deconstructed, but considering I was raised Catholic, I was made to do first communion, I was forced to do, Catholic confirmation when I was 15, like, I don't know how I came out of it, but I came out of it, I'm so glad I did. Because like you said, it's insane, it's crazy.
that's one of the first ways they manufacture consent is they get you to buy into this bullshit at a young age, and then when you're older, you don't question when pedo man on fucking TV says that he has all your fucking solutions.
No, because it's okay. He can repent. God forgives all. No, man, fuck that shit. These people deserve death. They don't deserve forgiveness. I tell people, like, one of the biggest lies of white supremacy and uh, capitalism and religion is like that humans are just naturally greedy or born greedy or sinful. Like that's not true, guys. Like that's just that again, that culture, that indoctrination, that ideology. Like that's not the truth. We are not born that way.
I mean, this guy has literally built an empire on immigration. Um, you know, half his Trump towers and stuff have been built by um illegal immigrants, a lot of them Irish. And now that he's built his empire off of their labor, he's shipping them off to concentration camps. I
Yeah,
mean, this guy is your enemy.
and they cheer him on. A lot of them cheer him on.
And it's no wonder that him and Putin love each other and are fucking buddy buddy.
Well, I'm pretty sure Putin has proof and tapes, video proof of what Trump's done. That's why Trump kisses up to him. I am convinced. If you
Now,
watch his body language and the way he behaves when he's in the presence of Vladimir Putin, like that's what the Epstein files are. It's just a huge blackmail ring that all these wealthy elites have on each other. They all have dirt and proof of their heinous bullshit, and that's how they all manipulate each other into doing their each other's bidding by committing all these proxy wars and attacking different groups and countries and every basically all what we're seeing now. That's what the Epstein files is. It's like we don't, in my opinion, I don't need, spare me the gory details. We know that they're all pedophiles. We know that these people are all disgusting human traffickers and just vile people that exploit humanity, like, and pollute the planet, like, are, we know these things. Like, spare me the gory details. Like I said, this, and we're witnessing it, like, all in all these countries, like Iran, the revolutions that are happening in Iraq and Iran, like here and abroad. Like the system is crumbling. The entire Western way is completely, the facade has fallen. Like it's a matter of time. It doesn't mean that we can be complacent and not organize and not be prepared. But like I said, we're not going back. Like I said, the Pandora's box is open. Um, like this is it, guys. Like we have to do it. We have to face this head on. Like there's no turning back. And like I said,
people want
I try
change.
to I try to tell, like, yeah, I said there's going to be a lot of people that are trying to resist this and are going to resist this, but there's not. Like all we can do, like I said, is we got to set up as much as we can, as much mutual aid, as much support systems and organizations that we can do. Like I said, it's going to happen. Like I said, otherwise, or our other option is to just sit idly by and let them kill us and put us in camps, because that is what is going to happen. Like it is not, our condition here, our material condition, our society is not going to improve under the leadership that the West is currently under. Nor will it be reformed. Like, let's be clear with that too. No other leader within this same system is going to fix this system. The system is not worth fixing, by the way. So it's a terrible one.
Absolutely. Um, so what is
Oh, and
the
by the way,
next
fuck Hank Green. I hate Hank Green. If you're listening, I hate you, Hank Green. Hate that guy.
fuck you, Hank Green,
Fucking hate Hank Green.
that
Like I
piece of
said,
shit.
I used to like that guy. I used to watch him and and then now that I see he's such a fucking loser, liberal, lying sack of crap. Anyway, sorry. I got that out there. No more rant over.
I can't believe how openly we idly the stuff in what Israel is doing, you know, just the fact that they have a very blatant apartheid state. And I've been saying, I'm like, there's only two solutions that are possible to the problem with Israel's relationship with the Palestinians. And there's literally only two solutions. It's either because they're never going to stop resisting. So
No.
it's either you end the apartheid or kill them all. And they are quite literally seems like they figured it out and they've decided, you know
Oh yeah,
what,
they
let's
took
just kill
option
them all.
two. Yeah. Yep. That
Hmm.
states that it's such a young. A lot of people don't. I mean, they got to realize that's a literally a young nation. Other than Netanyahu, most of the generals and military leaders, they're all young. They're all kids. They're all rabid, radicalized youth that are basically raised with Nazi white supremacist ideology, Zionist ideology. Like they think again, like manifest destiny, it is their divine right to eradicate these people and rule over this land. They think it's their right. They're
I mean, that's
literally
why a lot of
rabid.
people call Israel Little America.
Yeah, like I said, it's a proxy. Like Ukraine, like I said, unfortunately, I have a lot of Ukrainian friends in my life and that I love still, and I hope they're doing okay. But like Ukraine, Israel, South Korea, like these are all proxy war fronts for the United States empire.
Taiwan.
Yep, Taiwan, yeah, that's another example. Like
Now the
people
one
are
thing
starting to realize this.
Now the one thing I wish more people on the left would bring up, I have to point out about Taiwan, is that they did something very unique to their own culture that no other country on earth is doing. They did a land value tax, and homelessness is literally really, really low in Taiwan because of it. Part of that is
Should be.
because they're biased in how they calculate homelessness. But even
Yeah,
if you doubled the numbers, I mean, and it must be stated. Now, this does not mean.
I think
I'm saying is,
Japan does that too, and
I
I
don't
think
think they
Japan
do
does a
a
similar.
land value tax.
No,
I
but
could
they
be
definitely
wrong.
do a similar thing to hiding their homeless numbers or the way that they calculate their homeless.
Uh,
It's a bit disingenuous.
America doesn't even give a fuck. We've propagandized it
Yeah,
to just be like the homeless are they deserve it,
their
and
fault. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, but yeah. Fuck these people.
yeah, which is
Just for these
crazy
people.
because it's like well, that's why they don't want people to read about dialectical materialism or teach people what these things mean, because if people understood causation and uh, effect and cause and effect in society and you know how policies and things affect populations, they would understand better that like you never ever blame a fucking peasantry class for being a peasantry class in a state.
Well, like you hear so many liberals and conservatives in the United States say like I don't want my taxes going to poor people or they shouldn't be able to like why should I work while these people don't? Like that's literally the entire point of society, my dude. Like if we went from being like selfish individuals that died on our own to saying, hey, if we work together, we can protect ourselves from predators and we can keep warm in the winter and build structures and farm. Like, that's the whole fucking point, dude. Like, not all of us can work. Not all of us should work. Not all of us need to work. We overproduce more now than ever past industrialization. Like, I hate that so much. Like, I just want to punch people in the face when they say that. Just wanted to get that out there. Such
Well,
a
not
tire. I
only
hate
that,
hearing
it is quite literally an outdated model now because unlike before where everyone could get a factory job and all with AI and robots replacing things, and the thing that's funny that I've argued with conservatives about this have literally told me they're not just going to replace all of our jobs with robots. I'm like, yes, they fucking will. If they
yeah,
can, they will.
eventually, but that's the point. Like, but it shouldn't be that they replace our jobs with robots and then we become human slaves or prisoners.
Exactly.
Like, we're supposed to enjoy the fruits of this automation. Like,
That's
but
the
we will
exact
never be able
problem. It's
to.
like
Yeah, but we
they're
won't be able
going
to
to
if you
figure
keep
this
electing
out.
billionaires. You know, like
Yeah, it's like they're going to figure this out, so we need to figure out what our plan in place is uh
yeah,
when it happens, and it's happening, and there is no plan
yeah,
in place, and that's the fucking problem. People are on the
yeah,
streets with nothing, and a lot of
no
people
reason.
are not even, and because they're in such a area rampant full of land speculation, they can't even get a job.
Yeah,
And
there's
where
no
jobs
reason for
would be available, they're fucking taken over by robots and shit.
none of this is justifiable. Like I said, none of this is there's no justifiable good reason for any of these material conditions. Completely manufactured.
And the liberals are doing a horrible, piss poor job pretending that they give a fuck,
Yeah.
and
It's
they're
just the way
supposed
it
to be
is,
the
guys.
opposition.
Yeah. It's just the way it is. Like we can try, but that's just the way life is. It's just always gonna be homeless people, always gonna be poor people.
Or it's
Fuck
just
you guys.
like, if only Kamala had won.
Yeah. Yeah, she wouldn't have done she just didn't scream about being wanted to become the most lethal fighting force on planet Earth. I'm
I
sure she
guarantee
wouldn't
you
be doing
she's mad
anything.
right now that she's not in office doing the Venezuela shit.
Exactly. She was like frothing at the mouth for this. She wanted cop cities and she want like I don't see how these liberals don't see that. Like they don't get that. How can you claim these things? That's why we call you blue MAGA, by the way.
Yeah, it's like these people want, like, she's another one that just wants to manufacture consent. Like she wanted to
Yeah,
keep
we
giving
have to do
Israel
this.
weapons to Gaza, to
Yeah,
bomb
we have to
Gaza.
do this to protect the American way. Yeah, okay.
And
Sure
I think
thing.
everyone that has between the people that have taken CPAC money and everyone involved in what has happened to the people of Gaza, there needs to be a Nuremberg type trial.
Oh, definitely.
And
100% agree.
when it comes to propaganda and taking money, dude, and I go far beyond. It's not even just Trump, and it's not even just Netanyahu, and it's not even just Biden. Um, People like Cory Booker are responsible
No,
too.
yeah, all of them. All these CEOs too, like of Palantir and BlackRock, all these people to me are complicit. All these people are Nazis and war criminals.
And
I will never forget.
and they know they're Nazis because they have to hide their face now.
I would even say a lot of these prominent members of the media too. They're complicit in manufacturing consent and promoting this imperialism and white supremacy. I hate
And
some of these reporters and journalists. Like they should face judgment too. Face these are
I mean,
not
yeah,
dumb people either. These are intelligent, educated people. They know like what they're saying and what they're doing. Like that just shows you their ethics. They're willing to trade their ethics to make to make a decent pay and to have an image, like a strong public appearance and a public image. Screw these people.
I mean,
That's how I
it's just
really
so
feel.
funny how the tables have turned. They spent so long making Xi Jinping this evil, horrible, authoritarian dictator who just loves controlling his people. Meanwhile,
Oh, they have a social credit score. Oh yeah, like we don't here in the United States. We
like
have a
Donald
literal
Trump
class
ended up be
system.
meanwhile Donald Trump ended up becoming our president.
Yeah, who's an authoritarian, like murderous dictator, racist. Like that's he attacks his own people. They always claim, oh, these countries, oh, China, these authoritarian, they attack their own people, they hurt their own people. Like that's here, guys. Like it's a projection. They help their people. They feed their people. They build housing for their people. We don't do that here. Like we're the ones that are committing these atrocities to ourselves. Our government is doing that. We're so
Now,
blind.
how much worse do you think it's gonna get?
I don't know. I think it unfortunately it might have to get worse for more people to take action, to stop participating.
I mean, I I've never seen imperialism like this. I mean, it's one thing when we talk about I mean, in my lifetime, granted, I'm only 26, but I do remember a lot of the Bush years because my dad was a huge George Bush guy.
Yeah.
Um, and I just remember, like, we went to war with Iraq. We did this stuff. There's a lot of people don't talk about it on the left for obvious reasons, but Obama did a lot of
I do. Heck
imperialism
yeah.
too.
I try to bring it up all the time. Like I fucking hate these people. They're horrible people.
Dude,
I
I
hate
mean,
that people
honestly,
in America view them as like their darling. Like he was a fucking horrible person.
Obama's almost as bad as fucking Biden and Trump when it comes to him giving weapons to Saudi Arabia to basically do the
I'll
same
say it's
thing to
worse.
Gaza, what they were doing to Yemen.
I think, and one like he just took the torch from the Bush family and just did all that. He just did it with a smile and like he was a good orator. Like he was a good speaker. Like yeah, he spoke beautiful words, but he was doing the same shit, if not worse. Like you were saying.
You know, I I'm actually definitely not trying to manufacture consent.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna do a lot of change, people. Yeah, things are changing.
We're
Sure.
If there's gonna be a lot of hope, there's gonna be a lot of change. You're gonna
A
get
lot of
the
drone strikes.
Mitt Romney's healthcare plan instead of
Yeah,
Medicare
you're
for
gonna get,
all.
and you guys are gonna argue about it for fucking election, like 10 more election cycles, and call it Obamacare. Gosh, we're
Dude,
dumb.
well, dude, that's the funny thing with the Trump dude. You want to talk about manufactured consent, bro? My buddy's mom is a Florida Republican that lives on Obamacare, and
Yeah, they
like,
all do. All these people do down here. They're the biggest like recipients of welfare, and they hate socialism. They hate the idea that they just hate that people like me and black people get the same benefits. They just don't want other people to get benefits. I've
it's so
heard of
funny
like
because
basically like generational like wealth being passed on to these people, and they've gotten so smart and learned all the loopholes and still live they their living expenses are covered by welfare and cash assistance, but they live in like beautiful homes that are they were handed over in trusts, like that are paid for, that they don't have to they only have to cover like property taxes on, and they get welfare. Like these people are basically rich, they're wealthy, but they don't work They don't do anything, and but they cry about social. They would hate socialism, communism bad, but they're benefiting off of basically socialism. So yay, socialism for the rich and the people who have generational wealth and nepotism.
Yeah, pretty much. And those exact
Right for
people
me and none for
probably
me.
don't think land is a right.
No, they don't. They charge each other rent. Like I was talking to my girl about that too. Like we're staying, like we came to this place like supposed to be like the hippie compound or the commie compound, and they do let us stay here for free basically. But like things will come up and they'll ask us for money. I'm like, that's like normal wear and tear, like stuff that they need to cover as homeowners. Like I don't mind chipping in, but like this whole idea, like they owe, like they give us some shelter, so like we owe them, like no, we're not like we're trying to deconstruct from this landlord mentality. Like you don't provide housing like by charging people stuff. Like you're not providing anything. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. Um
Like if you give me something and lord it over me, then that's not really giving me something.
oh yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying with that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, but what I was saying was my friend's mom literally is on Obamacare and is like for them getting rid of Obamacare because it's like it's
Yeah.
so inefficient. And it's like,
Yeah.
what is your like I think
It's the
they're
interest.
in the delusion, but this is where no one in this country has reading comprehension. Because I
No.
think they're in the delusion that Trump is gonna replace it with a better, like, Trump care, and it's like,
Yeah.
"No, that's not going to happen."
Yeah. Yeah, just like all his other great plans, like Trump Steaks and Trump University. Yeah, all those are working real good.
Dude, my friend is a, tutor for, private company, and, they literally, like, had a situation where there was, like, 12 kids in a classroom, and he had to deal with all of them, and they all have different individual things, and it's like
Oh,
all these and he was telling me, it's like all these parents probably think they're paying all this money, and they think their son is getting, like, one-on-one training,
yeah.
and he's fucking not, and they probably wouldn't be happy if they knew that he wasn't,
Oh
and
wow.
not only that, but it's like, um, the teachers, they are only getting a fucking I mean, he gets paid less than me, and, I work at a fucking, a food place, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why I'm not in education because it just doesn't pay. Like I went to school to be a teacher, but it doesn't. I can't make a living being a teacher.
Oh, that
And not to mention,
sucks.
they told me that my position was already filled by gym teachers. Like literally, almost every gym teacher in the state of Florida is a gym coach. None of them are actually like majored in history or anything academic. They're like sports coaches that like fill the slot as a history teacher. Like the way American school curriculum views history is like, oh, it's just like, this stuff written down and like we just got to talk about like the Gettysburg and like just this Americanized whitewashed version of history that's just like just needs to be like read aloud and like told and like that's history. Like that's all. It's like it's an afterthought. Like there's no emphasis, there's no investment in teaching history.
Well, not
In
only
fact, quite
that
the opposite.
not only that, but it's like, I don't know if it's on purpose or what, but, like, for these a lot of these kids now don't have reading comprehension skills, And it
Yeah.
really shows in a lot of everyday things, like for
Yep.
example, like a lot of people read about the Civil War and how violent that was and what we had to go through to get rid of slavery and can't put together that to get rid of capitalism, it would have to go through a violent change.
Yeah. But the problem is that, and then also a lot of them don't think there's anything wrong with capitalism still, though. I think it's okay.
Just
That
like
it's
with
okay to like oppress people. It's okay to like have children mine minerals for their smartphone.
yeah, just like slavery.
Yeah, it's fine as long as it's, like I don't know. I can't even rationalize. I don't know how they rationalize it. Like I said, you have to be in a completely different mindset.
I mean, and not only that, but like
Oh,
they
like,
both go
what?
hand in hand. Like Elon Musk is kind of like a slave, like fucking. I mean, he has like slaves working in
What?
mines to
As
get
I
the
say, that
fucking
is his
batteries
family.
for Tesla and shit.
Well, that's his family business. That's his family legacy is mining, using slaves. His family legacy.
I mean, we are so fucking in trouble. Like, it's crazy. Um, wait, hold on. Sorry, one sec. No way. Oh my God. Bob
Mm.
Weir just fucking died.
Oh, wow.
Ah, rest in peace, Bob Weir. Oh, no. No. I should have seen Dead and Company last year. I fucking knew it, dude.
Mm.
Keith Richards outlives another one.
Wow.
Dude, if GTA 6 comes out before Keith Richards dies, that's when like he officially did it, you know. He had the lifetime.
Oh yeah, the guy from Grateful Dead. Yeah.
Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones. But
Wow.
yeah, yeah, Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead just died. Bro, I'm not as big into the Dead as I'm certainly not as big into Dead as some other people, but I have a lot of friends who are very, very popular local musicians,
Hmm.
and
Well, I know when I lived up in that area, I knew a lot of deadheads in that tri-state area.
yeah, dude, there's a fucking lot of deadheads here. I know a lot of deadheads. Um, so yeah, that's crazy.
Well, he probably had a good life.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a way to live, you know.
I mean, I'm sure it wasn't like without its bad days, but probably was all right.
Dude, that's what's so sick about like people like Trump, you know? It's like even if you're like thinking of it like a little kid, like if I could be a billionaire and do whatever I want, like dude, like what sick fuck would want to have all the money they could so they could go to an island to get with a bunch of like underage women?
Apparently, a lot of people in the United States, like I feel that's what they want to aspire to. They think like that's something to emulate. It's disgusting.
You know, why
It would
are
appear
where did that culture come from?
like that elite bourgeois culture, that upper class, upper crust culture.
Do you think a
that
lot of it comes from, like, the fact that we used to do child marriages when we were younger?
oh yeah,
And when we as a nation, back when I was a kid, we used to do child marriages, and then I got older
yeah.
and I was like, "Fuck, I got married at 9."
Well, yeah, like I said, a lot of, especially not all cultures, but a lot of European cultures, life expectancy due to things like hygiene, like knowledge of hygiene and practices and medical knowledge or lack of it, led to a low birth rate and a short life expectancy. So, yes, we did marry and stuff earlier, but like I said, now we're post industrialization. We have a longer life expectancy. We have medical technology that can extend our life dramatically, especially if we have access to it. Um, yeah, we no longer need to live in the old, outdated, backwards, bourgeois, Habsburg way of life, like inbreeding and incest and all this disgusting behaviors that they try to normalize in things in like Christianity and how they claim the creation of humans are and all that disgusting filth and lies that they call morality and righteousness. Yeah, we don't have to live that way anymore. That's their story. That's their history. That's not the truth of humanity, though. Like I said, that's not the whole world did not experience this. Just the cultures affected by them, unfortunately. And that is why I'm a communist, in a nutshell. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Never in my life would I thought when I grow up, I'm gonna be a communist. But fuck if I'm not a communist now. That's all I want to be now is a fucking revolutionary communist from here henceforth.
Yeah. Um, dude, and it's crazy how they demonize some of the great communist leaders like Che Guevara
Oh
and
yeah.
well, Che Guevara wasn't he was a revolutionary. He wasn't in any actual political power, but Che Guevara and Fidel, bro, Fidel was a fucking hero.
Oh yeah. But they didn't teach us that. Like I said, everything they said about all these people were just us. It was just the way they our leaders, the way that our leaders treated us. We live in the bad place. And the only reason that their, like I said, their material condition over there is bad is because of the embargoes and sanctions we place upon them.
Dude, like
Otherwise, they would be thriving. Otherwise, they'd be like China. They'd be advanced and modern and thriving.
I was reading about how Xi Jinping was like in a small village that was poor as fuck, and like how he had to help them get like meat and all that stuff. And it's like that's what the CCP has always been about, is about meeting the people at their fucking needs. Like I'm sick and tired of like, dude, like it's funny, like there are people from the left who say,
That's
"Dang."
a big country. Like that other liberal American lie, like, well, that just would never work here. The country is too big. Like China's way bigger and has more people, and they figured it out. So
Dude,
that's
the other
another.
Dude, the other like the lies, like, dude, my friend thinks that like on the rural side of country of like the countryside of China, like outside the cities, no one has plumbing and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Okay. They
there's
have high speed internet. They have better internet than we do in the countryside. Uh, I hate this place. That's all. I say that every day. Every morning I drive to work and stuff in the car. I just constantly saying to myself how much I hate this place. Like I shouldn't even be in a car. I should be on a train. Uh, I shouldn't be working these many hours. I should be working half these many hours, and I should be exploring and going to cafes and eating and enjoying life. But no, we have hustle culture and work till you die. So much freedom. I'm sick of America's freedom.
Philadelphia freedom.
Yeah, no, this place sucks, man. I've been to other countries. This place objectively sucks. It sucks on paper and it sucks in real life.
Bro, but the other thing about dem socks that annoys me is the way that they pretend like a lot of these democratic socialist nations aren't rich because they don't do the same uh
Yes, I'm always
they do
people like just today
imperialism
is like you're
too.
everywhere in the comments. Like, yes, I'm everywhere because I'm sick of seeing all these people ignore this stuff. Like what you're talking about. Like places like Sweden and Denmark and uh, Belgium. Like, oh yeah, these countries, look how they're doing. It's like, yeah, they're only able to do that because they have and they continue to sack to to benefit from the extraction they're getting from the global south, from all the oppression happening in the global south countries. So like, no, that's nothing to brag about. No, that's nothing to cheer on. Like, that's not a good model. It's still just like the lesser of two evil model. Like, it's just less evil than America, but it's still evil. It's still not actually improving or improving the lives of the people that we're taking these resources from. It's not, spreading democracy anywhere. It's not doing anything but keeping things just the way they are. So no, we don't want to emulate that. I hate
Which is
that.
also what makes it funny when people say like, oh, like communism advocates for a one party state. It's like, well, we have a
Yeah,
two-party state democracy and it sucks.
yeah. But
And the worst
it's
part is
only a
when people lie and say that you can vote third party and it's like our fault that third parties don't succeed. And it's like, no, it's the crushing hammer of capitalism and
yeah.
advertisement.
And the other establishment parties, like I said, they never push the actual candidates. They never actually fulfill any of their promises. Like, show me, like, the only promises they've ever fulfilled are the war promises, like promises to go to war and commit war crimes and
No, Trump
resource
said,
theft.
Trump promised no wars. He said peace.
Well, that's what he said at first, but now he's openly saying the opposite, and they still support it. They still, they say, "Nah, he didn't
Dude,
say that."
I think the funniest is how he said that they are going to he said they're not going or on New Year's Eve his resolution was world peace and then 3 days later he kidnaps a fucking president. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep, it's absolutely crazy. I'm sick of everyone, honestly.
That's why we need to organize with more like-minded people because it can be very isolating to know these truths and um I have a lot of family members that are very deep into the mega stuff.
Yeah, it's more, like I said, it's more the racism and the Nazi, and like the not literal Nazi problem we have here. Like I said, I once foolishly believed wasn't nearly as big, but clearly it is. It was denial.
Dude, and it's really crazy how people just don't understand that like the reason why uh like the guy that shot that lady in the face, like the ICE agent that shot Renee Good in the face. Um fucking that guy's a deep down probably misogynist because right after he shot her in the fucking face, he said fucking bitch. Like,
Yeah, he's an open misogynist. That guy's a piece of
what
crap.
kind
Like
of
they're
cop?
all like, the majority of them are like that, dude. The majority of ones I've encountered in real life are like that.
and they don't
Like
notice
just
or understand that like they're taught to hate women and minorities so that they don't hate, like, the thing is, like, this it drives me insane when people conflate right-wing authoritarianism with left-wing authoritarianism, and or people act like it's horseshoe theory. It's like, "Oh, y'all are
yeah.
just 2 sides of the same coin because you both wanna
No.
use
Oh
authoritarianism." It's
no,
like,
we're forcing you to share your resources. Oh no, we're forcing you to have good health care. Like, no, it's not the same, guys.
yeah, like,
Sorry.
one wants to build infrastructure and one wants to start more wars.
Like, oh no, we're forcing you to not have to sit in traffic and like enjoy these beautiful, clean, safe, high-speed trains and safe cities. Like, please get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. It's not the same. Anyone who says otherwise is just like I said, I'm sorry. Like, I'm actually not sorry anymore. You're just stupid. Like, there's no scientific, logical reason for you to be that ignorant anymore.
Which is why we absolutely have to deconstruct the idea that the left wing or that authoritarianism is only a thing that the right wing should do. Um, because how on earth are you going to stop these people from continuing to do this shit? You know, how, like, it's a very liberal mindset that we're going to put leftists in power and just watch over everything, and then these people with their billions of dollars are just going to stop trying to go onto these Epstein Island type adventures and continue
Yeah,
to do
that's
human
how I that's
trafficking.
how I
And
know you're not a that's how I know you're not a communist. That's how I know you're not a true leftist. Like if you don't understand like that's why I'm a proud tanky. You can call me a tanky all you want. Like I don't believe in a democracy. Scientifically, morally, ethically, any of these scientific methods that we can use can prove that a democracy is just not sustainable. It's not compatible. Like it's not for the better benefit of the good of all. Like I said, like right now we do live in a democracy of the bourgeois and the bootlickers. Like these dumb people, like vote for this. They want this. Like democracy is sucks. Like we're living in a really shitty version of it right now. Like these people, their opinion because it aligns with the opinion and the goals of the bourgeois and the ruling class. Like that's the dominant ideology. Like these people they chose this. Like and unfortunately they there's enough of them to like they constantly Republicans for years talked about like that's why it's a constitutional republic and so that way there's not mob rule and they justify the electoral college and that's why these rural poor states have more electoral votes than larger blue areas. It's all a crock of shit, dude. It's all a fucking sham.
yeah, I don't,
All a cleverly crafted way like
I'm not inherently against the idea of democracy. I'm definitely against bourgeois democracy for sure. I think worker Soviets is and other Soviets are far more representative than a democracy ever could be.
yep. Just sorry, dude. Like I hate to say it, it may sound like arrogant to say, but not everybody's opinion should affect have an effect on everyone's material condition. I conflate it almost to like a religion. Like
Dude,
your religious belief shouldn't affect my material condition. You should have the right to believe whatever you want, but it shouldn't affect my life.
that's the part I get across to a lot of leftists when it comes to USSR. I'm like, okay, like, y- maybe I don't know if gay marriage was actually legal or not. I probably should know that by now, honestly, with all the shit I know about the USSR. But you know what I do know is that gay people had housing. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, would you rather live in a place where you and your partner, your gay partner, can live in a house together? Or do you want to live in America where you can get married and be fucking stuck in your car?
or to have that right taken away from you the next election cycle.
Oh, I that's a great point. Yeah. You might, like, lose that right later on too. So, like,
Yeah.
every, like, 12 years, you lose your marriage license for a little bit, and then that might be when your partner dies, and, like, that particular year, Republicans are in office, so you're not gonna get their fucking, you're not gonna
It's
get their
literally
pension.
a stupid, racist, arbitrary game of Monopoly. And as we can all see, the humanity and the planet is crying out. We don't want to play this shitty game anymore.
I mean,
It's
capitalism
really
has totally destroyed the environment, not to mention I mean, it really goes to show, Greta Thunberg was recently, I think, in Venice, Italy. I could be wrong. She was pouring some non-toxic, dye in the water, and it was dyeing the water, like, red, I think, and then, they arrested her for doing that, and her point was, "They arrested me for pouring non-toxic chemicals in the water, but fucking companies can just constantly just dump biohazardous, like,
poison.
fucking bullshit into the like, they could just dump plastics and all this nonsense into the water, just throw garbage in the fucking water, and that's fine."
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But that's
It's
the
not fun,
entire
but it is fun.
nature of fucking capitalism. It's a two-faced, totally it's like The Sopranos, like the whole system is built on hypocrisy. It
Yeah.
lives,
It's all
breathes, and
bullshit.
thrives on it. Anytime anyone calls them out on it, they just simply say their political opponents are just as bad as them to justify any heinous fucking behavior that they have.
Yeah. That's why it works so well with white supremacy and patriarchy, because it's the same lie, the same justification. Same. All three help manufacture the consent. They all support each other.
Yeah. Um, did you so it's just very, very crazy state of affairs. Um, I'm very worried where we go from here. Um, ahem, I'm writing a book, and when I'm done, I have a really good idea of where we should go, and I would love I'm gonna turn it into a fuck ton of pamphlets, and I would love for you to help me spread those around in Florida if you were able to.
I would certainly try my best to do so, comrade. Absolutely.
Thank you, comrade. And that's what it's all about, is just fucking being there for each other, helping each other out,
For
building
sure.
community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
Now,
hey, comrade, I think I'm gonna call it a night. It's cool with you.
I think that was perfect. This went on for about 2 hours, so that's actually kind of crazy.
Not too bad. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. Any last words?
Um, yeah, like I said, man. Like you said, we just have to keep like we can't give up. We have to keep resisting this. We have to do whatever we can to not comply, to be as maliciously non-compliant as we can be. And yeah, we just got to stay strong, stay connected.
We just have to continue talking about these things, continue to show to the system that we do not manufacture consent, to have our labor exploited from us, to continue fighting the fight. and to keep pushing back
Mhm,
on the
mhm.
institutions that are fucking us over.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely agree.
All right. Hmm. Thanks for talking, brother.
Anytime that I can, it's a pleasure. I really enjoyed it.
All right. I'll see you later, Marcos.
Take care, brother.
Take care,
I'll see
man.
you.
I will see
Bye.
you. And that is episode 1 of the Workers Manifesto podcast with guest Marcos. Um and yeah, we're going to make this a series. So if you like that episode, follow wherever this is posted and stay tuned for more episodes in the future of just me conversing with the American proletariat and their struggles in capitalist America.